But I just felt that it wasn't. It felt overrated to me. It's a beautifully made film, but it just didn't have as much meat on the bone as I was hoping.
Speaking of meat on the bone, The Danish Girl was also another one I thought was a little overrated.
I liked it. I liked it. The only thing that bothered me was after I watched it, I went home and was reading about the true people. It's like, okay, they told the story they wanted to tell, but they kind of shifted the time frames and stuff. For the Danish Girl.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's all true, but, they were divorced at the end. He was much older than in the movie. A lot of things were moved around to tell a story that they wanted to tell.
Yeah.
But I find this hard to believe. This is a headline from January 11th. Muslim woman and Jewish man booted from Trump rally.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you see the video?
He seems like such,
an inclusive kind of guy. Yeah. She was modestly dressed. I think she had the headscarf. That's all, and she had a shirt that said something like "I am Muslim," or basically just saying hi.
Oh no! It was. I think Salam.
Yeah,
I come in peace.
I come in peace. And
did you wear a Shalom shirt?
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
The only thing is that she stood up. She stood up when he said something. That's it. That was her protest.
They were in yellow stars.
Yeah.
Muslim
and they got thrown out. And as they're being thrown out, the people that they had been talking to nearby were apologizing for what was happening to them. But the guy is.
Did you
he's
see?
A future thug.
I say good because that's 2 less people to vote for him.
Yeah.
Did you see Trump kick out the guy like it was like -10 outside or something? And he was like, and keep his jacket. Don't let him take his coat.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll mail it to him. It's minus, like he was like, the guy is just a bully. He's
mean. I mean, he made fun of the handicapped guy who has a major handicap in his and he's known for years. He's interviewed him. And then he's like, duh. And then he's like, oh, no, I wasn't making fun of his hand. He was like, well, really? Because you pretty much mimicked how he looks, with his hand and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's a fascinating cover story on top writer of Esquire, Scott Robb, excellent writer, has an encounter with Trump. It isn't really the main. They put Trump on the cover because the issue in general is about the anger in the electorate. But they have this little story about Trump, like a quick encounter type thing. And he said that Trump, even after catching all that crap for mocking the New York Times reporter's disability, in front of the Esquire reporter, he says to one of his aides, he goes, oh, I like this guy. I can work with this guy. Because this guy, he showed up in a Rolex and a suit trying to, come out to the nines and, just get Trump to get comfortable and focus.
Lower his,
But so Trump goes, you're not like that other guy. And he starts talking about a GQ reporter who came in with a cane. And he goes, oh, he came in with a cane, and he's not even old. What's wrong with that guy? And he starts like waving or hobbling around and waving like he's waving a cane around. And the Esquire reporter's like, does this guy just not get it? I mean, how much shit can you take? Get and still keep doing this stuff.
And the amazing thing is like he's got old people arriving with canes to his rallies.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. And really, working guys are going to go out and vote for this guy.
That's the vote he's going to get.
It's not like he's a self-made billionaire, right?
Right. Yeah, it's pretty awful. It's a train wreck, and he suffers no consequences.
But,
he can say the worst things he says, the better he does ratings-wise.
Enough time has passed since Bush was president that everyone's probably forgot about the financial crisis,
right?
And the housing meltdown.
You know what I blame? It's these damn movies. They're so damn good.
That's right.
It's all we got. Let me just say that.
I mean, do you know much about this Porter Ranch? Since you brought it up, this Porter Ranch League.
I was up there today for a soccer tournament.
Did you get lightheaded? Or?
Well, I'm telling you, the smell of benzene in the air is like fucking smells like victory. But it turns out we lost. We actually lost. It's close. It's 20 miles away.
Yeah, to stop the leak, the company's drilling a relief well to the giant natural storage tank some 8,500 feet below the surface. But that isn't expected to be finished until early February at the earliest. Yikes.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's pretty bad.
It's not good.
Just I think 2 weeks ago was when the governor finally declared a state of emergency, because up to this point the gas company's been, supposedly taking care of everything financially. But
aren't they worried they're going to drill into Trump's main headquarters?
His lair.
His lair.
Yes.
And here's the other
That's
thing.
comedy, folks.
There are 14 such natural gas storage facilities in California. 14 of them.
Yikes.
In California alone. 400 in the States. And they are all plagued with alien infrastructure, which we don't really care about.
No.
And lack of adequate regulation.
Well,
at least we're ending on a happy note.
Yeah. Here's why it's important to not vote for a Republican and to vote for the Democrat, even if it's Hillary Clinton.
Listen up, Carl.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, apparently one of his number one goals, lower the top tax rate from 39.6% to 25%.
That's all they got, dude. Every time.
Yeah, but that's the Speaker of the House's goal.
Yeah.
So you need a Democrat to veto that shit.
I was surprised to hear, I didn't mean to, I'll just say this, that Trump, supposedly part of his plan, I just read this today, is that he's actually willing to stage a 14% one-time tax on a certain level of zillionaire, like on the wealthiest people, because he thinks that if we do it, that they could wipe out the national debt with just 14% tax extra. Does that add up at all, or any idea?
No idea, but it's weird. He's not a pure ideologue with some, he's like a cafeteria guy. He just, I like that, I like this. We're gonna do this.
He's got a lot of terrific ideas.
Yeah, we're gonna build a wall 1,000 feet high, 1,000 miles. Also, free lunch on Wednesdays to people with Rolexes. I don't know. He's just crazy.
Terrific.
But
everything's either stupid or terrific. That's it. That's like the one thing is like his vocabulary. You'd think like if you're a billionaire, fucking go out and buy a vocabulary. At least sound smart. He's like he's just a dipshit.
Yeah. Did you hear him the other day? His microphone was popping because he was talking, and so he was like, "We're not going to pay the bastard that did this," and he's saying this in front of everybody, and people are like, "Yay! Don't pay workers! Don't pay
workers!" Hey, wait, that's me,
right?
Yeah, no one ever says that.
Okay, so he does want to kill the death tax and the corporate tax, of course.
Yeah.
His 5-point part tax plan involves reforming the income code.
I think we need to tax the poor.
Yeah.
That's how we need to get out of this fucking
mess. He's going to have 1%, 5%, 10%, and $1 million above 15%.
Who's this?
This is apparently Trump's tax. What? So that's basically a huge tax cut for everybody. Oh, almost, I guess.
That should definitely close the gap.
Right. Cutting tax rates incentivizes a strong national work ethic. I don't know. I think if you have a 90% tax rate, you got to work really hard. Pay that rent. And of course, the inheritance tax, why would he be against that? A guy who inherited about $200 million when his dad died.
Yeah. Which somebody was telling me last night, and I guess somebody's run the numbers, like if he would have just taken that money at the time and invested it into some very conservative, he would actually be worth more today than he's worth today. Because he's had a bunch of failed shit.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess once you have money, people just keep throwing money at you,
Yeah.
It was Forbes that did the analysis that I've heard about this. They said that anybody with rational, like just middle of the road investment practice into the stock market with $1 billion that he started with, I think he actually inherited $1 billion from his dad. Or
ultimately, when his dad died. When his dad died, he inherited a lot.
So he started with $1 billion, and he claims he's worth $9 billion. Forbes says the reality is closer to $4 billion, and they said anybody who knew what the hell they're doing, just doing typical, fairly conservative, as in safe investments, should have $60 billion over all these years. So they said they said that this guy's a pinhead.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell. I mean, the way he instantly reacts to things. He doesn't put any thought to it. I mean, first of all, the wall thing is like, yeah, that's a great plan for idiots who can't even think about the fact that, we can't do that. That's a huge thing.
But you know what? He's a guy where people can overlook a lot of that stuff because, like, hey, that guy hates Mexicans just like me.
Warms the cockles of their hearts.
Like, hey, wait, he hates Muslims just as much as I do.
Right.
Yeah, I don't forget all that other stuff. He's got my vote.
And by the way, you're right, Carl. A one-time 14.25% tax on wealth as opposed to income to erase national debt.
At what level would he slap it on? Does it say?
Let's see.
Don't worry, you're safe.
I know, as we sit in my literal studio apartment.
Yeah, it would. That one-time tax package would raise $5.7 trillion to erase the nation's debt and save $200 billion in annual interest payments.
18 trillion. What the hell? How's that? That's
or
like
5.7 trillion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't know at what rate that what income that starts at. But guy's got a plan.
All right, him and Bernie.
All right, go Bernie.
How are we doing on time?
We just have about 4 minutes officially, but I'm
tell me
fine
it's
with it
almost
being loose.
over.
Got to vamp for 4 minutes.
Paul, despite the fact that your good friend Randy here is going to criticize you, if you have any other movie talk you want to throw in there, any movies you thought are overlooked, what was the most overlooked movie you think?
Overlooked. That's a good... well, I would say that, like, What We Do in the Shadows, like, a lot of people don't know about that
Yeah,
film.
very
And
funny.
That's just a really, really funny film. You know what I really enjoyed this year was Best of Enemies. Best of Enemies.
Oh,
that
yeah, I
documentary
watched that on Netflix.
Yeah, about Gore Vidal and, where's my brain? Buckley, William F. Buckley. Just really is a fun movie about two people who really just hate each other.
Yeah, that was amazing because it gets to this, focus on this one particular debate they had over 10 nights. And but I was surprised how much that particular debate affected him, particularly William F. Buckley.
Yeah. Really very compelling movie, very compelling. I guess we talk about what we're looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
Or what was your worst movie?
Oh, I think that's hands down. It's Fantastic Four.
Oof.
I mean,
I didn't even see that one. I avoided it.
It's really, really just unwatchable.
Did you have
remarkable how bad it is?
Did you happen to see Youth?
No, I didn't.
I thought that was hit or miss, and I didn't. There's parts of it I didn't really like the Jane Fonda scene was just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at my list here of films that, I would definitely say Fantastic Four. I mean, with Chappie following right behind.
Really?
Yeah.
That looked good to me, but I never. I missed it, and then I heard either people loved it or hated it.
It's a remake of Short Circuit 2. Short Circuit 2, which is really remarkable.
Yeah, not so good.
Yeah, not so good.
All right, well, should we wrap it up there, Mr. Randy?
If you guys are ready, I don't...
do you have any other depressing world news we're missing out on? I mean, you haven't even mentioned Syria. There's no doubt people starving in several countries right now.
Yeah, but the Rams are coming back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rams are coming back to town.
Yeah.
No, that's all I got.
Okay.
I guess things will heat up in the election
Yeah.
here, and
All right. Well, you've
Bernie.
been wasting your time listening to Left of Wrong
go Bernie Sanders.
with Paul J. Salamoff, Carl Kozlowski, Randy Harken, and Jim Coughlin.
That would be me.
And thanks for
Sleep
tuning
tight,
in.
America. Go see a movie.